Good morning, everybody. How's it going? We are out today doing our first test ride on the ProCycle Saddleman Gel seat. We are going to be seeing how comfortable it is, seeing how it does on the road and off-road. I'm headed to the Tat Shack, which is about 60 miles from my house. Gonna pick up the Tat there and gonna ride the Trans-American Trail, the Tat, from the Tat Shack back to my house. So I'm gonna get about 60-ish miles of pavement and somewhere in the same neighborhood of 60 to 80 miles of dirt. So I ought to have a pretty good feel for what this seat feels like after today. And then I will repeat the same trip with the standard seat, the non-gel, the standard ProCycle Saddleman seat, and see how I like it. So that's what we've got in store for today. I hope you enjoy. Come along. I'll give you my thoughts and everything as we're riding, give you some of the sights, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys on the trail. I gotta say, after the first, I don't know, 2-3 miles, I can tell a difference already. It's quite a bit wider. It doesn't look like it on paper, or it might not look like it when I did the side-by-side comparison in the first look video, but you can tell a difference in feel with your butt for sure. I am way more supported further out than I was with just the factory seat. I can feel support on either side of my sit bones that I could not feel on the factory seat. This here is just a little short section of dirt. It's not very long, but riding on it so far, the seat, man, so far. But like I said, I'm only like 3 miles in, so we'll see. Okay, so in the first 10 to 15 miles, I've noticed a couple of differences. Number one, it is wider where I normally sit, which is good, it's comfortable. But with it being wider where I normally sit, my legs don't reach the ground as well as they used to. And I actually dropped the bike coming to a stop to move my cameras around. So it was just I came to a stop, went to put my foot down, and my foot didn't touch when I thought, and over I went. It was quite comical if it would have happened to somebody else, you know. But yeah, so it is different ergonomically, not just because of like the comfort or, you know, more seat room under my tailbone, but actual like ergonomics of like where my feet hit is slightly different. It wasn't bad, but it was enough that it threw me off, and I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, I dropped the bike at a complete standstill stop, and for no reason. So I'm not necessarily calling that a con, but it is something for you to be aware of. It will change the way the bike feels. And I was just complacent and went to throw my foot down like I normally would, and it wasn't there. So other than that, so far, you know, early in, it's been comfortable. So I noticed after about 40 miles, at 26 after fuel, about 13 to get fuel, so Real close to the 40-mile mark, I noticed I'm starting to kind of wiggle on the seat a little bit to try to stay comfortable. I think that has more to do with the fact that my butt is still a little tender from the last ride than it has to do with the fact that my butt's already tired from this seat. But yeah, at about 40 miles, I notice I'm moving backwards, forwards, trying to kind of rotate around, find where it's comfortable. Again, I think that's more because I'm still suffering from the sciatic issues from the other seat than it is that this seat's uncomfortable that quickly. I'm not having the sciatic pain yet that I was having on the other seat, but I am noticing I'm needing to move around to stay comfortable. Here we are at the Tat Shack. A little over 60 miles of slab from my house to here. We'll take a break and talk about the slab part of the ProCycle seat, and we will pick back up here in just a second. Okay, after the first 60 plus miles, all slab, of getting to the Tat Shack from where I live, the seat was comfortable. I had no issues with it. I did have to start kind of wiggling around and trying to, like, move my seating position after about 45 miles, which would equate to about 50 minutes or so. Because I'm on secondary small highways, averaging speed of about 55 miles an hour. So it was almost an hour, maybe a little over an hour before I started needing to kind of wiggle around. But other than that, the first 60 miles were great. I still am having issues with the sciatic nerve from my previous trip. Not from this seat, but from the factory seat. So I imagine I will eventually get over that, hopefully. But anyway, that is the first portion of this test on the ProCycle seat. Okay, so after riding a little over 150 miles yesterday, about 60-40 slab versus dirt, what are my first thoughts on the gel seat? Pros: it is wider, It gives you more support under your butt. It looks good, and it's comfortable. You can't really, or I couldn't discern where the gel ended and where the foam began. You know, I tried wiggling my butt around and I couldn't find a difference in feel. It was all pretty much the same. So all of that is good. I mean, it's wider, it's more comfortable, definitely better than the stock seat. My con, and the only con I came up with, and I don't know if it was the seat or if it was, you know, the temperature and everything riding, but it appeared to me to kind of build up heat. Now, it wasn't heat caused by friction from moving around. It wasn't, you know, anything like that. I'm really stretching to call that a con because I don't know if it was the weather conditions or if it was actually the seat that made it feel warmer. When I swap over to the standard seat, it has the same cover, different foam, and it doesn't have the gel, so I should be able to tell if it's actually the seat or if it was just riding conditions. But again, that's a stretch for a con. Something that ProCycle might want to do is here on the side of the seat, make it an option to where you could get this done in a color that matches your bike. You know, something like yellow, offer it as a $10 upgrade, something like that. Get this thread done to where ProCycle will stand out a little bit better and to where it will match your bike. You could do yellow, blue, whatever your bike colors are. So anyway, that is the first 150 miles on the gel seat. I give it a thumbs up. I'll compare it to the regular seat and we'll go from there. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time with the standard seat from ProCycle, and we will compare the two and see which one we like. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time.